Welcome to Crochet for Knitters. In this series, we're going to cover crochet techniques that I find to be most useful for knitters and your knitting. Even if you've never crocheted at all before, being at least a little bit handy with a crochet hook will help you with your knitting and make you a better knitter. For example, if there are some mistakes in knitting that are more easily corrected with a crochet hook than with your knitting needles alone. So that alone is worth it. But you'll also find that it's easy to add little crocheted embellishments, like a little crocheted flower is really easy to make if you want to add one to a hat or something like that. It's also really easy to knit decorative crocheted edges around things, like a scalloped edge on a baby blanket or something like that. Speaking of baby blankets, if you ever find yourself in a time crunch with a baby shower coming up in a couple of weeks, you can really easily crank out a baby blanket to give as a gift in crochet much faster than you could with knitting. Crochet is just much faster, that's the way it goes. So in this series, we're going to start out with some basic techniques and then move on to things that actually use those techniques. And if you watch this series from beginning to end, or if you watch the videos as I release them every week, this actually becomes a Crochet for Knitters class because the techniques will get more and more difficult as we move through. One more note, if you're new to crochet and you're wondering what size hook to use while you're practicing or making something, go ahead and grab your knitting needle gauge. You want to use a crochet hook that's about the same size as a knitting needle you'd use for any given yarn. So for example, I really like to use size 7 knitting needles with worsted weight yarn. And if I check crochet hooks, size 7 ends up being a G or H crochet hook, about the same size. And then for demonstration purposes in these videos, I'm using an N crochet hook. And if I check here, that ends up being a US size 15 knitting needle, which is just about right for super bulky yarn. It's not a steadfast rule, just a guideline to get you started. So first up, we're going to learn the chain stitch and then single crochet.